read my own jar of books. So I've seen a trend of people putting their TBR in a jar so they can move quickly through it. Oh, actually, they can move through it. And I was thinking about the same thing. I thought, hey, I have like 400 books that I want to read, and I don't do it because there are so many that I just don't start them. And that's a very common experience. So I decided to give myself a little push to start that. And it's really big. You don't understand. These books are tiny. It's really small. It's really tiny. Look at this batch. I have 400 books in here. So the idea is that I will pick a book and I will read it, and I'm probably going to guide you through my experience of reading that book. The only thing about this jar is that it doesn't have all the books that I want to read, because I also wanted to include some classics, because I wanted to start reading some of the classics that I was interested in, but at the end I just stay with the romantasy books that I that I enjoy. It's not all romantasy, it has other type of books, but I think it's mostly romantasy. So that's this jar. If you're not interested in romantasy, you probably won't like this series. That's insane. I have so many white hair. I'm not even 30. I'm not close to 30. But anyways. Let's shake it. It's time. It's time to choose. Got one. I have one in my hand. You probably won't see the cover because it doesn't focus. Maybe if I put it to my wall. Maybe. Anyways. Maybe you can see it there. I don't think so. I don't think you can actually spot it. And I got... Oh! It was upside down. I'm sorry. The Sunbound Princess. Let me see if I can show you. Oh my god, look how tiny, how cute, how many details. I know it's rough on the edges, but I really love this. It does the job. But before I start reading the book, there is one extra step that I need to do. I have everything prepared to start the scrapping, and I have the picture here. And this is what I got. I don't think it's a bad outcome. I had worse ideas in other ones. And it does look, it does resemble the cover, which is what I always want to. So yeah, I'm happy with this one. So it's night. I started reading the book, and a few things that I have noticed. One, that is a really short book. It's 280 pages, I believe, which is very small compared to normal size of a book. It's like 350 pages more normally. So it's short, not necessarily something bad though. What I do have to say is that I'm using the first page. I'm on my iPad, I don't have a Kindle, okay? But I'm in the first page, and there's so many mention of strange names in just the first page. So hear this out. By the time I made the 6-day journey from Lum Slaras, which I can barely read, to the Serpent Steppes. Yeah, I'm having a hard time with the names. And this is a short book. It shouldn't have these difficult names for me. I'm just getting distracted. Not necessarily bad. At least the writing is not striking me, because there are books that I start reading and the writing is so distracting. As you can see, I'm not a native speaker, so when something is not well written, it bothers me more because it takes me longer to understand what's going on in the story. I'm gonna come back when I finish the first chapter.
A few minutes later.
I finished the first chapter, and here's the premise. So Isabel is the princess of the Sun Court, I believe it is called. They are gods, immortal gods, but they can be killed. So her fathers die, and the stone that gives the sun power to the kingdom, it disappears, because each time there is a new heir or a new king, for them to become king or queen, they have to search for this stone, and that's what makes them worthy, right? But it's not a hard search for what it appears, so she just has to go out and find it, and that's what makes her queen. And it quite frankly is a little bit strange because I had to search up if this book was the first one or was it like a unique story. It's strange because it feels like I'm starting on the middle of something that I'm missing context. But apparently it's like that because I searched it up, and there are 4 books in this series, like from each court, and they are individually from each other, for what I saw, okay? This is the 4th one. Maybe the other ones give me more context of what is going on here, but it doesn't seem like I need to read them, right? So she's already with someone. She has someone that she's going to marry. Corvus, right? She's going in this journey without him. They already have a relationship, but she's going with someone called Helios, which I'm getting the feeling that he's going to be the love interest and not the other guy, even though the other guy is like very well established apparently. And now she's going out with Helios, which is a creature, someone that she created, by the way. It seems like they have a very good relationship. It seems like this is going to be the love interest, maybe. So there may be something going on with him that she actually didn't create it or something. Because it will be very weird if she gets together with this guy that she created on her own. I don't know. They seem to have chemistry. That is why I'm saying this. But that's so weird. And I just feel that I'm out of context. And it's a really short book too. I don't understand. But I do give points because I'm entertained. I'm intrigued to know who is she ending up with. The journey doesn't seem that interesting though, because they established that it doesn't need to be something difficult. That the previous generation of kings and queens, they just go outside and find the stone and that's it. And the stories that they make about a journey and whatever, that's made up so it feels more grandiose than it actually is. So it doesn't feel like it's gonna be something big. So that's why I'm not that interested. But maybe some stuff does happen. It's early morning and I wanted to give an update. Turns out Helios is not the love interest, thanks God. I was beginning to worry about that. But no, apparently in this kingdom, the Summer Kingdom, there are 2 sides. One for the humans. This is a long story. This is a story from a long time ago. Apparently they had a war and they decided to divide the land between humans and elves. And so now there is like a wall, a magic wall that separates them. And Isabel is following the tug of magic that is guiding her to the stone. And this tug is took her to the other side where the humans are. And so now I have to read this to you. So she comes across an execution. There is a bunch of humans together and 2 guys that are going to be hanged for being thieves. And she describes them as very big, beautiful, like all of this. And she saved them because she feels the tug guiding her to one of the men, as if he had the stone or he has something or he's related to the stone somehow. And apparently, for what she's describing, he's also feeling the magic even though he's human. So that's something intriguing. And instead of just saving that one, she saved both of them, I guess, to win the favor. I don't know. But now let me tell you how she describes the one with the magic tugging or whatever. He was bigger than he appeared on the platform. His shoulders broader than a doorway. Like, how big can you be? I mean, I know there's men that can be that big, okay? But my God, how big is the doorway? By the way, she comes from a magic kingdom. Doorways can be very big. Anyways, here's this out. If he scraped his hair away, his jaw will probably be even harder. Like, what? But it was already so hard. What? What is this description? Do you have something for jaws? I guess it's like the meme, the meow meme, like you have this defined jaw. Maybe that's sexy. It could be. Hey, I'm not gonna judge. He seems like a handsome guy. I'll continue to read and will update you later. Maybe I should have read the synopsis for this book. I think this is a reverse harem, a very adult book. I think it's centered around spiciness, which is something that I never read. I don't really like it. I prefer books without spice. What I expect of a romance book is often having a plot, something going on, and in the background you have like the romance, the building of the relationship. I usually don't go for romance like a contemporary because it just gets boring, right? So that's why I read a lot of fantasy with a romantasy. You have a story in the background, some fantasy going on, and then you have the couple. Turns out this is very describing text. I think I'm gonna keep reading it just because I'm curious and I don't like leaving books halfway through. I'm not even halfway through, by the way. This is very strange. Okay, so she is obviously engaged and in love with the guy that is back home. Apparently he's not bad, because for what I'm seeing in this book, she's just a butterfly that likes to open her wings all over. She hasn't got with anyone, but clearly she has attraction for both of the guys that she just rescued, and both of them, we see their perspective, they are drooling over her. Like, I was a little uncomfortable because they were running away, barely know her, and the description of their side of like the point of view was very sexual towards her, and I was like, hey, let's give her some time. I don't know. By the way, Elios, I don't know if he looks like a child. He has the size of a child. I think he doesn't look like a child, but he doesn't look like I imagine him. He's more like a fiery creature. I imagine him more like a genie, human form. Anyway, on top of that this is probably a reverse harem. The two guys that she just rescued, they are doing things that are not that much friend-like on the river. Not gonna lie, not a fan. Maybe I will come back to you by the end of the book instead. So I have a confession to make. I'm DNF in this book. This is supposed to be for fancy book. Clearly, it's not supposed to be taken too serious. I understand that, but this book has no substance. It is you can have a for fun book and it still have a little bit of plot going on, or you can have a book that is mostly centered about spies and it still hold a plot, even if it is just about the spies. But this book doesn't do a good job in that sense. I said it at the beginning that the story itself, like the plot of she going out to get this stone, it wasn't interesting enough for me. The author didn't set up that part as something that you will be yearning for, to find out, to follow the adventure. And as I've been reading the book, there's not really a real adventure going on or things going on. Maybe it will happen more into the book. I'm halfway through though, and most of it has been about sexual stuff. And the thing that bothers me the most, I believe, is that she's engaged and she hasn't think about that guy. She met these two and she says automatically drooling over them, feeling like, oh my god, they are so fine. And these guys, because we're looking at the perspective of the three of them, she's traveling with the two big guys, whatever, and the two of them, the first things when they change perspective is them thinking sexually about this girl. They don't even know her. You can think, okay, she's beautiful, she's sexy, whatever, but it's like, I love her just thinking about it. And I'm just uncomfortable thinking, this is not a romance book, by the way. That was bothering me, because I was expecting something romantic. It's not. It's just lost. And I'm telling you, I'm not against the spice, but you need to give me something else aside from spice. That doesn't make a good book, especially if you're not creating a well connection between the characters. You're just making it so for the spice, and I'm like, I'm not attached to any of them. I have examples of something that is similar but does it well. This book, oh my god, sorry. This is a monster romance, purely for fun read. But the main plot is not necessarily a romance, you have another thing going on. And then the couple is an actual romance story where they learn about each other, they get together, then there's a spicy scene, and you get a resolution of the conflict, right? It's very fun, it's a fast read, so I don't really mind that it is something for fun, right? Well done. If you're talking about a spice, a book that is entirely about those type of scenes, I have to talk about this again, upside down, oh my god. I have to talk about this. Not necessarily the fourth book, which is this one. I regret buying this book. I like the other ones, not this one. Anyways, this is not the best example, but the others in the series could be. It's all about the spice, it's all about the lust, but you actually create a connection with all the characters and between them. So when there is a spice, there's actually a build up to it, except the second one. I don't like the second one, but there's an actual build up to why the spice gonna happen, whatever. Everything is practically spice, but there's another conflict on the background too, so you are like interested at least in what's going to happen at the end. But in the Soundbound Princess, I'm not even interested because I already know what is going to happen at the end, and it's not even fun. I'm just disappointed. I wanted to like it, and I still have 3 other books from the same author. It's the same series of it's a series, and this was the Summer Court, and there are other courts. I have higher expectations for them. I will still give her another chance, the author, to read one other of the books. But if those books are all the same, they don't have character development, or at least some build-up between them, if they don't have that, then I'm probably not gonna read the rest of the books either. Anyways, see you with the next book in the jar. Follow me to follow the series if you like it. Bye bye!